Hey, Amanda here with Black Creek Coaching. Today we're going to talk about why do you even need a business coach? What does that really mean? Because it's a true commitment. When you decide that you are ready for a business coach, there is a big piece of an investment part that you're going to put into this, as well from a dollar side, and then a time investment. And that's a big part of it because not only putting the time into change, but the energy into change because it takes a lot. Our default is to not want to change. So when we're saying, as a coach, saying, you got to change, because as a coach, I can't do it for you. I'm on the sidelines. Any coach is not playing the game. We're helping you navigate through that. So you have to be ready. Some part of it is you also need to be, in some sense, in enough pain to want to change. That's not even in some sense. You need to be in enough pain to say, I want this to be better. So talking about this, I think it's important just to take a little step back and understand, like, how do we even get here? How do we get to a point where we have business coaches? And really started in the mid-century, when people started to really notice the impact coaching was having on sports. Sports really started to grow exponentially around them. And then they were applying that principles like, wow, if a coach is helping these players work better, can some of those principles be applied to business? And that was just kind of like dabbling. And it wasn't until about the 1980s that Thomas J. Leonard is really the person we accredit with saying, I am a business coach. And he started an organization called U Coach, I think in 88, 89. So that is where it started. So in that sense, it's a very young industry when we're talking about the different aspects of business. And so it takes time to kind of go through and understand, is this the right fit for you? Because you also have to be and want to be coachable. If you know best and you don't want to get that feedback and you're not ready for it, because there's times I understand there's times that I do not want to hear anything, but you have to be ready for that. I personally started with a business coach in 2012 and have never not had a business coach, and I will never not have a business coach because having that counsel when things get tough or when I need to make a new decision, who's already working with a ton of business owners, who has that in their back pocket, because it's different for me as a coach running my business. When I am working with my team, there's a whole different emotional experience going on. And it's sometimes very hard for me to step back and say, can I coach myself? And the answer is no, because I'm playing the game. I'm not out there navigating it. So I still need a coach. And I will always, as I said, I will always have a coach. But let's get into the reasons why you want a coach. And I've touched on a little of them. One, experience and strategy. You want somebody who has already done this before. Even if your coach hasn't actually run it in a business, they've supported so many other people through this process. And they've just been studying business strategy and they understand some of the pitfalls that you want to navigate around. And they're right there with you. So you're not having to just be like, all right, let's see how this goes. No, no, no. You have somebody who has that right there with you going through it. Other thing that's really important is you're holding your vision and goals. One, crafting them, making sure that you have a vision of where your business is going and what goals you want to achieve. And then your business coach helps make sure that you're staying true to these. And that's a big piece of this because you do lose track of it. I had some moments, even just this week, I was like, what are we doing? I feel like I'm stuck in a rut. And having my coach go, hey, wait a second, look at all the things you've accomplished. This is just the next one you're working on, and it's a bigger, deeper one, and you've got this. So having that is really important. The other one is candid feedback. Your staff is not going to be completely honest with you because you sign their paycheck. And that's okay. Like, that's totally fine. But as a business leader, you sometimes need somebody to call you on stuff and say, why are you doing this? Or that's not working. So having that voice that you trust and it feels safe. It should not feel like a shaming or some type of toxic situation. It really needs to. And this is why having a good relationship with your coach is so important. But that's what you're looking for, is somebody that you're okay them calling you on your bullshit. So that's really important. Next is tough decisions. When you have to make a tough decision, not being alone is really important. And that kind of goes to another one, is combating loneliness. These two work together. But the tough decisions, sometimes you've never had to make this decision before, and having a coach who either has helped somebody with it or sometimes will even connect you with some of their other clients, that community that you get is really amazing. And also, when you're trying to make these tough decisions, there's an emotional aspect. If you're going to have to uh, cut back on something, let somebody go, all of that, it's hard on us as leaders. We are humans. We're having emotional experiences, and we need somebody who isn't quite as attached to it to help us navigate through that. So that's really important. I talked a little about combating loneliness. That's a big part of it. It is lonely at the top, and to have somebody on a hard day, like I said, even this week, I had my coach helping me out with some things. That's really important. And it was that reminder of like, oh yeah, we've got this, no problem. It's just the day or it's just the week, and we can solve this problem. Who do I need to activate? So those are some big pieces, a part of that. Also, handling the overwhelm. This kind of leans right into it. You get overwhelmed. As I'm sharing, got overwhelmed this week. And to be able to say, hey, you got this, or here's the next step, we're talking about things in our business. It's a big elephant that we're trying to tackle here. And sometimes we need somebody to help us spot, okay, where's the best start place to start? A lot of times, if we're down on our luck and we're in that overwhelm, if I'm helping my clients or if I need it as a business owner, I need a good quick win. And that coach is going to help you find that spot of like, go work on this first. And then you get that momentum. Okay, I got this. All right. And then the next thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing. And with that, talking about that as perspective, that coach is going to help you hold. And that's what I love doing is holding that perspective of what's going on. Because the truth is we always have new problems to solve. And sometimes it feels like that we've never fixed anything. And being able to hold how far you've come and give you that pep talk. A coach needs to be candid. They need to give you that feedback of when you need to change, but they also need to know we need to know when we need to help you and lift you up because there's a lot of people that dump on you as a business leader, and we need somebody in our court. And that leads into the patience and encouragement part that we need from a coach as well. And somebody who's going to be patient because our brains are not going to be patient. We want it now. And that coach is going to help you remind you of like, hey, it's okay. Like, I've got this. It takes time and help reflect. I love being able to remind and connect. This is why it's a partnership. It's a long-term relationship. I mean, I've been working with my coach for 12 years. They're going to remind you of how long some of these other things took. And then also, a lot of times when you solve a big problem, you forget because it's not a problem anymore. And having that reflection as you're going through it is really important. It grounds you as a leader. It calms the voices in your head so that you can make those really good choices because we don't want to make emotional choices as a business leader. That's going to a lot of times wreak havoc on our business. I want us to have emotions as a business leader, and that's what I like. Feel your feels. Let's identify them. Let's not suppress them. And then so we process them, take that breath, and then we go, okay, but what is really the best choice? And you can't make those long-term piece decisions without having done that reflection. That coach is going to help you through it. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite parts of it. And then celebrating wins. I love the different wins that I get to celebrate with my clients. And most of the time, nobody else is going to care, but it's the biggest thing that they have been working on. And all of a sudden, it clicked and it worked and it moved through. I did some big wins with a client this week, and it was beautiful because they came to me and they're a little like, well, I got this thing. And I finally figured out this piece. And I was excited because I know how long they've been working on it. They were a little humbled and I leaned into it and I said, that is amazing. And I was like, and I know nobody else cares, but I care. And I think it is great that you finally figured that out because I know that burden's going to go away and they can work on the next thing. And that's the stepping stone for it. So being a cheerleader and being able to celebrate those wins that your spouse, your employees, your neighbors, your family, they won't care. They don't understand, and that's okay. We don't need them to understand. But you do need somebody to help you celebrate those little things that are going to make a big difference because sometimes you make a decision or you fix a problem that has no effect in the immediate and nobody else is going to see it. But once you get that fix, it is that foundational piece that is going to let everything else go in a beautiful way. And you got to take that moment because as humans, we need to win. It's important for us to have challenges to overcome it, but we have to win. It's how we are wired. And that's a big piece of this. Coaching and business, it's a journey, and you wanna have companionship on it, and you wanna make sure you're getting where you wanna go, and you wanna build a business and a life that you're proud of. So, if you're considering having a coach or wondered about it, take a moment and reach out. I'd love to do a free coaching session or talk about it. Reach out to any coach. It's really important to consider adding this. Just like you have an accountant who helps you with taxes, you need that as well for the strategy piece and have that as part of your arsenal. So let me know if you want any support figuring out if that's the next great move for you.